Hello, you're watching VNA News and now headlines. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng greets Myanmar Central Bank Governor. ASEAN steps up cooperative relations with partners. Program promotes solidarity and development in ASEAN community. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has applauded cooperation between the central banks of Vietnam and Myanmar, which he said has contributed practically to the two countries' relations.
The Prime Minister made the comment during a reception for Governor of the Central Bank of Myanmar, Kyaw on August 6 during his working visit to Vietnam. Vietnam ranks 8th among countries and territories investing in Vietnam, and bilateral trade has increased annually, the leader said, stressing the huge potential for economic, trade and investment ties. He added his government creates all possible conditions for businesses to operate in Myanmar. Kyaw said Myanmar has paid close attention to promoting multifaceted cooperation with Vietnam, particularly in economics, trade and investment, as well as to the affiliation between the two central banks. Myanmar will work closely with the Vietnamese side to address emerging economic issues, he said, pledging to consider granting licenses to the Bank for Investment and Development of Vietnam to open its branch in Myanmar.
Within the framework of the 40th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and related meetings, ASEAN foreign ministers met with their counterparts from partner countries to identify ways to boost cooperation.
At the meeting between foreign ministers from ASEAN countries plus China, Japan and the Republic of Korea, the diplomats reviewed the implementation of the action plan for the 2007 and 2017 period, with a focus on the fields of finance, tourism and healthcare. They looked into proposals put forth by the East Asia Vision Group 2 towards finalizing a final report on the implementation of action plans to submit to the ASEAN Plus 3 Summit in November. The participants also debated measures to further cooperation within the ASEAN Plus 3 framework, thus enhancing peace, security and prosperity in East Asia, contributing to the establishment of the ASEAN community by the end of 2015. Also on August 6, the 5th East Asia Summit Foreign Ministers meeting took place in the Malaysian capital city of Kuala Lumpur. Foreign ministers from all 10 ASEAN member states and those from 8 partner countries attended the event. The ministers stressed the need to strengthen regional linkages and connections, including the soon conclusion of negotiations on the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, fostering collaboration in energy, education, finance, health, environment and ASEAN connectivity. They also proposed paying more attention to boosting collaboration in marine issues, disaster management and fight against terrorism. In the 22nd ASEAN Regional Forum, or ARF, the ministers emphasized the important role played by the forum in the regional architecture and affirmed that it was a key platform for dialogue and cooperation on politics, security, trust building and preventive diplomacy, thus contributing to the maintenance of peace and security in the region. The ministers also stressed the need to enhance ARF's role in settling traditional and non-traditional security challenges in the region, and to boost cooperation in various fields, especially the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, the fight against terrorism and transnational crime, marine security, humanitarian aid, and natural disaster risk reduction and response. A closing ceremony for the 40th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and related meetings took place in the afternoon of August 6.
A program to promote solidarity and development in the ASEAN community is currently being implemented in Vietnam. Our reporters have more.
The launch of the program that took place in Hanoi on August 6 marks the 20th anniversary of Vietnam joining ASEAN, as well as the 40th founding anniversary of the grouping. Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc stressed the significance of the establishment of the ASEAN community later this year for the region at large and for the individual member states. He said the establishment of the community is a milestone in the development of the association and marks the beginning of a new phase. He said once established, the ASEAN community would bear important and practical benefits for each member state, including securing a region of peace, security and stability. Since joining the grouping in 1995, Vietnam has been a responsible member, participating actively and contributing to the implementation of the association's various agreements, he noted.
The Republic of Korea's naval ship Wang Jian and its officers and crew members anchored at Saigon Port in Ho Chi Minh City on August 6. The delegation was welcomed by representatives from the Southern Navy High Command, the Municipal Department of Foreign Affairs, and the Consulate General in Ho Chi Minh City. The visit is intended to intensify bilateral defense ties between the two armies and the two navies in particular. During their 4-day stay, the sailors will pay courtesy visits to leaders of the Municipal People's Committee and the High Command of the Naval Region 2 and visit the local SOS Children's Village. They also plan to join a number of exchanges and visit several tourist attractions in the city. A national census on rural areas and agricultural and fishery production will be conducted nationwide from July the 1st to 30th next year, aiming to collect basic information on agricultural and rural areas for socio-economic policy and strategy planning. The census focuses on 3 key contents: agricultural, forestry, salt and fishery production, rural condition, and rural population. The survey on agricultural, forestry, salt and fishery production will collect information on the number of production units, laborers and labor structure in each sector, production scale and capacity of production units, and restructuring progress, among others. The Rural Area Survey will look into rural economic structure and restructuring process, socio-economic infrastructure development, impacts of climate change and sea level rise, rural environment, and data relating to the outcomes of the National Target Program on building new style rural areas. Living condition of rural households, the access to financial assistance, rural vocational training, and roles of women in agricultural, forestry, and fishery production will be assessed through a survey on rural population. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has received a ship from the Japanese government as part of its non-refundable aid for Vietnam to ensure maritime safety.
All 3 ships in the aid package worth 500 million Japanese yens or $4 million are scheduled to be handed over to Vietnam within this year by the Japan International Cooperation System. Once it is equipped with tools and devices for operations of the Vietnam Fisheries Surveillance Force, the ship will be used to patrol, control, and enforce fishery-related laws at sea. Speaking at the event, Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Vũ Văn Tám expressed his profound gratitude to the Japanese government and confirmed that the ship will be used for the purposes committed between the two governments.
Vietnam's paper export revenue in 2015 is set to exceed the target of $1.1 billion. We have more in the following report. According to the General Department of Vietnam Customs, in the first 7 months of the year, paper shipments to foreign markets saw stellar performance with 98,000 tons worth $920 million. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development reported Vietnam has 70,000 hectares of paper land with 144,000 tons in peppercorn output. Last year, more than 156 tons of peppercorn were sent to foreign markets, earning the country around $1.2 billion. The figures represented nearly 16.4% increase in volume and 34.7% in value, the highest recorded so far. Currently, Vietnam holds a 58% share of the world market, selling peppercorns to 100 countries and territories worldwide, with Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and the US as the largest buyers. The Vietnam Pepper Association said Vietnamese pepper exports are expected to remain stable at high levels this year. The authorities and residents of the central province of Phú Yên are undertaking a raft of measures to cope with a drought caused by prolonged hot weather in the locality.
The Provincial Department of Agriculture and Rural Development reported more than 7,000 hectares of summer-autumn rice crops and 3,000 hectares of sugarcane are thirsting for water. Additionally, over 6,500 households in mountainous areas are facing water shortages. To address the problem, the Provincial People's Committee has allocated about $310,000 to support localities, focusing on digging wells and installing more pumping stations. The province has also petitioned the central government to provide $1.1 million in aid to cope with the drought.
The northern central province of Thanh Hóa has set its sights on earning $403 million from tourism by 2020. More details coming up next.
The province aimed at attracting from 200,000 to 250,000 international tourists and 8 to 9 million domestic visitors by 2020, with a combined revenues of $403 million. The province, however, will face an uphill battle in improving infrastructures, diversifying tourist products, and developing a civilized tourism environment. By the end of June 2015, Thanh Hóa welcomed 3.3 million holidaymakers, a year-on-year increase of over 16%, 57,700 of whom are international tourists, up 26%. Tourism revenues reached $154 million, up 22.7%. $37.9 million of which was from international visitors.
The central province of Quảng Nam has welcomed nearly 1.9 million visitors this year so far, including 1.2 million domestic tourists. A survey recently conducted in Hội An and Shantou revealed that domestic arrivals in Quảng Nam province during the summer holidays increased by up to 70% compared to the same period last year. Due to this rise, many businesses active in the field, especially three-star and medium-range hotels, have boosted their operations, expecting international arrivals to Vietnam and Quảng Nam province in particular to pick up too. The increase in visitors is attributed to Quảng Nam's efforts to promote tourism and implement stimulus measures, such as reducing the cost of accommodation and food, launching new products, and improving the quality of services. The Provincial Tourism Association said the increase in domestic holidaymakers could not only help Quảng Nam boost tourism, but also help other provinces in the region improve their performance in this sector. Quảng Nam is home to 3 world-renowned attractions: the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Sites Hội An and Shantou, and Mỹ Sơn Sanctuary, and the Cù Lao Chàm UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.